Paul said to stay alert and be persistent in your prayer for all believers everywhere. Are we really persistent in prayer for believers everywhere? I had to really challenge myself after this week. This week, I went out on my porch and I rebuked the rain and the wind and the hail over my neighborhood, just like I do every time when a storm comes my way. Whether it's a big storm or a small storm, I go out on my porch before it gets there and I said, wind not here, rain not here, hail not here. I did this same thing this week. I spoke over my neighborhood. I spoke over the neighborhood across the street from me. And then I went back in the house. And the rain started. I went downstairs with my dog. After a few minutes, I went back up and I looked around and there was no damage in my yard. My lawn furniture on my deck was turned over, but nothing was broken. I walked around in my yard. There were only two small branches on the ground, and my trash can was flipped over, and not even all the trash was dumped out. I was like, I went back in the house thinking, oh, this really wasn't that bad of a storm. It just knocked the power out. Now, I got a call from my brother that a tree was down in his neighborhood. So I went over and I jumped in the car and I drove over to his house, which is only a few miles away. And I was shocked at the devastation that I was seeing, that it was just chaos everywhere. But that same chaos wasn't as bad in my neighborhood. But the further and further I got away, things were so bad. Now, what if I had prayed for the believers all around Northwest Indiana instead of just praying for my neighborhood and the one across the street from me? What if I had prayed that no power was lost in addition to praying that there was no damage? I could have made that proclamation over the entire region of Indiana. Had I known that the storm would be so devastating, I would have prayed a bigger prayer. I wasn't being alert. I wasn't being persistent for believers everywhere. Think about how many storms we can divert if we all pray for each other before the storm hits. It's one thing to pray for someone after the storm has hit. It's another thing to pray the storm away from them. Church, we need to start praying away some storms.